In this video, we're going to talk about the value of mentorship programs. I've spent over $30,000 on mentorship programs in the last 12 months. Yeah, that is a lot for me too. Sounds like a lot of money because it is a lot of money, but I've seen incredible growth. So even if you're considering one that is much less expensive than the cumulative that I've invested in, let's talk about in this video why you should think about investing in a mentorship program if you're serious about your brand growth. Hello. If we haven't met already, my name is Kaye Putnam. I'm the psychology-driven brand strategist. Thank you for being here in my orbit here on YouTube. If you are new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any of my videos about branding, business, entrepreneurship, energy, all of the things that make up this amazing online entrepreneurship journey equation. So let's get into it. Why on God's green earth would I spend so much money on mentorship programs? Let's hash it out. So reason number one is community. Yes, there are less expensive. I could have found community in free places. I could have created my own community, but I was frankly looking for an easy place to plug into a group of entrepreneurs that I knew for a fact was highly invested in growing their businesses. They're very serious about the results, if not for any other reason that they've also made this really big investment in their brand and their business. So this obviously shifts and changes depending on where you are in your business. $30,000 a year on education, self-development, growing your business might sound like a unbelievable amount of money. Or if you're farther along in business than me, maybe that sounds like basically nothing, right? So this equation is going to change. There's no way I could have invested that much early days in my business, but I knew that as I was looking at different communities, there's a few things that was important to me, but one of the primary reasons is that I knew that I needed a support structure, a community of people that were like-minded around me to reach the really big goals that I had set for myself. So this is reason number one. You get to meet incredible people that you may not have access to otherwise. And if you've been in this entrepreneurship world for any length of time, you've probably experienced that it can be incredibly isolating. It can be incredibly lonely to be an entrepreneur because our friends or our family, the people that are here local to us, they may not understand what we're doing. It might sound absolutely bananas to them and maybe even seem like it's it's not a real job. Like, okay, Kaye, when are you gonna stop doing your cute little YouTube videos and go get a real job? Thankfully, my family has never asked me that, but I know that is something that perhaps they thought, particularly when I was early days in my business and I wasn't seeing the results for what I was doing. So just being around other people that are on the same path can be incredibly affirming. Second reason why mentorship programs, the right mentorship programs, are so powerful is the act of accountability. And this may not even be like a built-in structure of the program. Like you might not have, say, an accountability coach or check-ins every week to demonstrate what you're doing. But simply the act of making an investment that feels a bit stretchy to you means that you have to take yourself seriously. You have to put your butt in gear and get an ROI for that investment. If you invest in the program but you don't do anything with it, that's not going to do anything to grow your business. You have to actually put what you're learning and what you are experiencing that program into use into your business. So just the investment, particularly if it's a bit stretchy alone, can create this accountability. And then on top of that, having this social expectation to create results, to get things done, can also add to your accountability factor. You can declare what your goals are within this group and then be cheered along and supported along in the journey of achieving your specific goals. Reason number 3 that mentorship programs are so powerful is because of the new possibility that opens up for you. So similar to what we're talking about, the community aspect, when you're around like-minded humans, another thing that does, if you're around the right humans, is that it normalizes success. One of the mentorship programs that I'm in currently has this range of entrepreneurs. Some of them are a little bit less experienced than I am, but many of them are way beyond what I'm doing in business. So they're routinely making $100,000 months or even $200,000 months. And that would have never even crossed my mind as a possibility before being in that group. But seeing them normalize those types of results helps me think bigger, helps me think in this new realm about what's possible for myself and my brand and my business. So if you're looking to grow, it's similar to like when you're just starting to work out, right? Like if you're wanting to be more healthy, put yourself in a group where you're around really healthy people. They'll normalize going to restaurants and not getting the fries for you. They'll normalize really incredible, insane physical feats. This is what happened when I joined the CrossFit gym here locally. We haven't gone because, pandemic and kids virtual schooling, all this stuff at the time of this recording at least. But being there and seeing what the other women there could lift was amazing. Like, it stretched my idea of what's possible so much farther than what was natural or what was kind of like in my brain before I was around those incredibly talented athletes. Number 4 is that being in a group of entrepreneurs or, whatever type of mentorship program that you're in, it helps illuminate the unknown unknowns. So you might know what you need to work on. Like you might know what you need to spend time improving in your business, but some of the things that are going to hold you back the most are your own blind spots. So if you are completely blind to some area in your business that you have to improve, or just completely ignorant about, say, like, I don't know, just as an example, like the legal setup that you should have for your business, being in a group of entrepreneurs who can help illuminate those things that you've never thought about before has a massive value, huge value. So I learned so much, even on the calls where I show up and I'm not asking any questions for my own business. Just being in that group environment and hearing what people are thinking about and strategizing about and implementing into their business gives me ideas that never crossed my mind before. And I wouldn't be exposed to those without the help of the group. And then likewise, in these different groups, I have access to coaching, both in the group environment and in some cases one-on-one with the leader of the mentorship group. And they're able to tell me things and to illuminate parts of my business that it hasn't been top of mind. I didn't think of it before having that coaching. So it can be incredibly valuable to illuminate the unknowns in your life or business. And then reason number 5 why mentorship programs are so gosh darn amazing is the energy that you get from them. I think this is a byproduct of all of the other things that we talked about, but the analogy that I like to make is that feels like drafting. So I used to cross-country ski competitively, and drafting is a real physical, like physics thing that happens, that when somebody is ahead of you, they're cutting wind and there's less friction, like there's less air for you to cut through. And it makes a measurable difference in how much effort it feels like you're exerting to move forward when you're skiing. And part of this, admittedly, as I'm saying it, is probably mental, but the same exact effect happens when you're in a mentorship group. So when people are cutting the wind in front of you. They're showing you a path that's possible. And like just their like amazing humanness is rubbing off on you, and you get to be in their space and their energy. All of that is just magical. I don't even know if I can explain exactly what happens, but similar to the accountability, like I just feel like I have to show up as my best self when I'm around all of these really high performing, amazing humans that I'm in these programs with. So now that you're probably convinced that mentorship programs are the bee's knees, I would love to introduce you to my mentorship program. It is called the Amplify Accelerator. It's a 6-month mentorship program with rolling enrollment. So it doesn't matter when you're watching this video, we can have a sales call, we can have a chat to see if it's a good fit for you. But what we do in this group is once you have a brand relatively set, right? Like, so you have the foundation in place and you're at the point where you really want to scale up your brand and you need to focus on being your brand in the market and really start to see more results without working yourself to death. That is the equation that we're solving for in Amplify. So I help you set up systems that are going to attract new audiences to your brand, nurture them once they're there, and then convert them to paying customers. We look at your inner space and your outer space. So how you're being on the inside, because as an entrepreneur, that dictates a lot of the results that you do or don't get. And then also like how you're showing up. Again, we're illuminating the unknown unknowns. We're making sure that you are positioning your genius in the best way possible. So Amplify Accelerator, I'll link it in the links in the description so that you can learn more about it. And if it seems like a good fit for you, you can go ahead and apply and we'll have a conversation from there. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. I would love to hear in the comments, what have mentorship programs done for you? Or maybe if you haven't been a part of one yet, which one of these 5 things sounds the most amazing for a future mentorship program that you'll invest in? Can't wait to hear from you. Hope you're doing well, and I'll talk to you guys soon.